Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a March 2021 plan with me video, and my theme for March is going to be video game inspired. Now for this theme, I chose the purple and yellow color combination, and the reason why I chose this color combination is that they're actually complementary colors. And complementary colors just means that they're on the opposite sides of the color wheel, and so when they're placed next to each other, they create a really nice contrast. And so if you're struggling to choose color palettes for your bullet journal theme, you can think about complementary colors as well. And other examples of complementary colors are red and green, or also blue and orange. Now, for the smaller doodles, I'm actually going to do the outline first because I'm going to be coloring in with color pencils. And so whenever I'm going to be coloring in with color pencils, I want to be able to do the outline first and be able to erase the pencil marks before I go in and color with the pencil colors. This is because color pencils can be erased by a regular eraser as well. And so you want to avoid erasing after you use the pencil colors. It's just more efficient for you to erase any pencil marks before you do any coloring with your color pencils. When it comes to the Tombow brush pen, as you could see here, I like to do the Tombow brush pen first, then outline with the pen, and then wait a little bit, and then I would go ahead and erase. The reason why you also want to wait a little bit before erasing is that sometimes the pen can tend to smudge if you don't wait long enough for it to set. And so you want to make sure that your pen has completely dried on your page before you do any erasing, and to avoid any smudging. Now, the amount of time that your pen takes to dry depends on the pen that you use. For me here, I'm mostly using the Micron pen to do the outlines. It dries relatively quickly, but I just like to wait as long as I can just to be safe, and so I usually save the erasing for the last step of the page. And the amount of time it takes to dry also depends on the type of pen that you're using. In my experience, gel pens always take so much longer to dry out. So in this example, I'm actually using a gel pen for the gold stars, and that one takes so long to dry. I don't even want to risk erasing after it because a lot of the times it leads to smudging. So usually what I like to do whenever I want to use a gel pen is I would erase all of the pencil outlines first before I go ahead and use the gel pen. And don't worry guys, every single pen and every single color that I'm going to be using is going to be linked in the description box, and so if ever you're curious to know what pens I'm using, feel free to check it out below. So the next page that I'm going to create is going to be a tracker, and because I want to do a circular tracker, I'm just using a duct tape that I found around the house to use as the outline for the circles to be able to create a perfect circle, and then I just kind of divide it evenly to create 30 days with a ruler. So you can change this into a mood tracker if you like. However, for me, I have a really hard time keeping a mood tracker, and it's because my mood really goes up and down throughout the day, so it's really hard for me to pick one mood to represent the whole day. So I actually switched this tracker to fit my life more, and I wanted to create a mindfulness tracker instead. And so what I mean by a mindfulness tracker is just noticing how present I am throughout the day and kind of choosing a low, medium, high and tracking that as my tracker. Another quick tip that I want to give to you guys is whenever you're creating a header, I really like to play with two different fonts and two different pens. So as you can see with mindfulness, I use the Tombow Fudenosuke pen, and this creates a lot of weight on it. And then for the word tracker, I'm using a thinner Micron pen, and so it really gives a lot of that, header and subheader feel to it. And if you're using a brush pen to color, you want to try to color everything in the same direction, and it kind of gives it a more even feel to it. And feel free to take your time with this. note that this video is really sped up, and so me coloring this is a lot slower in real life, and so feel free to take your time and go slowly when you're coloring with the brush pens. Go in the same direction throughout to be able to create that really even color with your brush pen. I spoke about this a couple of times on my Instagram, but I really love to set up my one line a day page next to my tracker. And so this really helps me be able to notice any trends that's happening in my day-to-day life. So for example, if I notice that there was a couple of days where I felt really good, or if there's a couple of days where I just really wasn't feeling it at all, I can just look over to the next page, look at my one line a day, and see what was actually happening to me in that day. So this way, it's a really great way for you to be able to see the common things that are happening on the days that you're really feeling yourself, and so you can try to recreate more of those days. So I kind of lost a little bit of the footage where I was setting up this page, but as you could see, I kind of divided the page into 4 equal boxes, and this is what I'm going to be using for the whole entire month. And this is kind of something that I started doing for myself because I realized that when I dedicated a whole page or 2 pages for 1 week, I noticed that I would overload myself and put way too much tasks on my schedule. And so now what I started doing is I would kind of just write out 3 to 5 main tasks that I want to get done for the week, and so I don't need as much space for my weekly spreads anymore. And to make the weekly spread match my video game theme, I'm putting these stickers from the League of Legends arcade icons. And these are actually stickers that I handmade myself without using an iPad, sticker paper, or any special printer at all. So if ever you're curious on how you can create your own stickers at home, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be really happy to show you how you can create your own stickers as well without any iPad or expensive tools. Now, the next page that I'm going to create is going to be a book summary page, and so I kind of wanted to do this inspired as thinking of a boss battle and having his health bar kind of represent the progress of the book that I'm currently reading. And then below that, I just created some space for me to write out any of my notes or thoughts from the book that I'm reading. Of course, you can change this page to whatever suits you best, whether you want to change it to a movie that you're watching or even just a regular brain dump page. Feel free to make it fit your lifestyle as well. And so I'm just drawing a video game controller on the side to make it match, and then now I'm just finishing the outlines for everything. So the next page that I'm gonna create in my bullet journal is going to be my monthly review page. And I really love this page because it's just a great way for you to have that checkpoint with yourself, kind of reflect on how the month was going for you, celebrate any accomplishments you may have, or even think if there was anything that you want to change for the upcoming months. And so some sections that you can include in a monthly review page are any accomplishments or milestones that you had, any highlights or events, goal progression, any new favorites, whether you discovered a new favorite book, favorite recipe, favorite movie, anything you want, anything that has really worked well for you in this month, or anything that you want to improve on, or even just an overall summary. And so these are the typical things that I really like to include in my monthly review pages. If ever you want to have a monthly review page but you're kind of stuck and you don't really know what to write, you can also sign up for my monthly newsletter where I give you guys a monthly list of journal prompts as well, and so you can also use those prompts as part of your monthly review page. And if you're interested, the link is going to be in the description box. And another quick tip for whenever you want to draw anything in 3D, you want to be able to hold the ruler and keep the same angle, especially when you're drawing anything diagonal. So all the diagonal lines here that are on the same plane, I'm going to be using the same exact angle. So I really want to hold my ruler really firmly to be able to create that 3D effect. Also, if ever you make any smudges or any mistakes in your bullet journal, you can always just use a white pen to erase everything and hide those mistakes. And so I hope you guys really enjoyed this Plan With Me video for my video game theme for March. If ever you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!